You better run, you better run. There's a man who fears no one, no one. Run, you better run, you better run. And if he finds you, you'll be done, done.
The day is here, guys. It's here. It's finally arrived. Welcome to the first ever episode of Killing Time with Kayla, as the sign behind me says. You may or not be able to see fully, but you get the gist. So excited that we are finally here. November 1st, Halloween 2024 is officially behind us. But it doesn't mean that it can't be for the next 365 days until we're celebrating officially again. And that's kind of what this entire show is about. Those of you who know me, I was at WWE for the last 8 years. Like every single day of my life was consumed with wrestling and all. It was really fun. It didn't leave a lot of time for me to do things that made me extra happy. Not that wrestling didn't make me happy, but I needed something more. And those of you who have followed me over the years have seen that I pretty much talk about horror every single day, whether it's something happening in my personal life or something that's happening on the big screen. So I know a lot of you have also expressed your interest in horror. You've allowed me to give you guys reviews on movies that I've seen over the years. A lot of you guys have taken those. You've gone and seen movies, and it's warmed my cold heart. It really has, to know that you care what I think about the best genre of them all. Again, that is horror. So this is going to be really fun. I don't really know what the hell the show is actually going to be about at this point, other than the fact of the overall topic of horror, but we're all going to find out together. Over the course of the next several weeks and beyond, I will be having special guests on, but I thought today we'd start off with just you and me. I feel like we gotta get reacquainted. I've been off of your screens for 4 months now, which is far too long if you ask me. So I had to figure out a way to invade your life once again. So yeah, I don't know. I thought we could just kind of chat about what's been happening lately in the world of horror, and of course Halloween. It is the day after Halloween, so I would assume that maybe some of y'all might be feeling it a little bit. I'm extra peppy right now because I celebrated Halloween 2 days ago. So I spent the whole day yesterday on my couch recovering with 3 separate Uber Eats orders, movies, naps, nauseated all day. So I don't have a hangover today, but there's a good chance that you do. So I thought before we got into the episode, I would share with you. I just did a quick Google search before we went live here. And I would share with you some hangover cures that maybe you want to try. Maybe you can whip them up real quick before we dive into the rest of the episode. So I haven't really read too much, but it did come up here on cheeseburger.com. A cheeseburger is always a great hangover cure. Although I don't think a cheeseburger is even listed in any of these. So this is something that is a hangover cure. Oh, it's hangover cures around the world. This one, oh, it's the Philippines. My boyfriend, his mom's side of the family's from the Philippines. Maybe they've heard of this one. It's called a balut. Ingredients. It is a fertilized duck embryo poached. So if you happen to have any fertilized duck embryos in the refrigerator today, apparently that is a great hangover cure. That sounds terrible. In Scotland, they have an urn brew sausage. It's a sausage made with urn brew instead of water. I don't know what that is, but I do like a good hot dog. Let's see this one. Buffalo milk. Ugh. Cream, clotted cream. Ugh. 2 types of rum and cream liqueurs. I don't know. I feel like I just kind of slipped right back into my hangover reading that. Deep fried canary. Who doesn't have a canary just sitting around in their drawer in their fridge right now? So you whip that up real quick before we continue on with the episode. Fish scrape. Lime juice, lemon juice, garlic, ginger. Okay, these do not seem... Okay, here's one that looks like a little bit closer to something that we all use as hangover cures. The prairie oyster. Not to be confused with a mountain oyster, which I found out the hard way is bull balls, essentially. I had them deep fried once, had no idea what I was eating. They did taste good, and I hate to admit that. This is a prairie oyster. Tomato juice with 1 raw egg, a tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce, salt, black pepper, 2 dashes of Tabasco. Sounds a lot like a Bloody Mary. It is missing the vodka, but maybe there's a reason for that. Anyway, I hope me reading off the ingredients of these hangover cures didn't make you sicker than you already are, but good luck. Let me tell you what I did for Halloween. I celebrated 2 nights ago. I went to this influencer party. Really cool. I'm really cool, clearly, because I was invited to this thing. Definitely was by far the oldest person there. It was a Y2K theme party, which me and my boyfriend were talking as we headed into there that I don't think any of the kids that were there were even born until like, I don't think they even know Y2K. And it was very clear when we walked in there because I remember when I was in college and I would dress up, we were girls, we dressed like sluts. That was just kind of what you did for Halloween back then. And I remember like I was like a slutty bumblebee one year and like a slutty princess, the normal things that you would expect one to wear. I think creativity in this new generation is just gone because I feel like it was throwing a thong and some fishnets and some thigh highs and we were good to go and we were Y2K. I don't know. So that's basically what it was. But we went to this party. There was hundreds of people there. And earlier in the night, y'all probably saw on social media, and I'm going to throw up some of those photos again in here. I did a photo shoot. We rented out this set in this old abandoned warehouse in downtown LA. It was like a jail set, prison set, and I did my rendition of Beetlejuice. It was so much fun. I had a hair and makeup artist come earlier in the day, covered me in like globs of white makeup. I had moss, like real moss that you like put in your fake plants in your house, glue, super glued all over my face, black makeup. I was all down my cheeks. I wasn't wearing a shirt, so I had my all latex, by the way, full latex, full Beetlejuice suit, nothing underneath it but paint. Anyway, we went and shot in this warehouse, pulled out some dope photos and videos. But we were like going to this party and we were like, Beetlejuice and Lydia, my boyfriend was Lydia. If you didn't see the photos, you've got to go see those. He makes one handsome woman, I gotta say. But Y2K and Beetlejuice doesn't really go hand in hand. That's more like the 80s. And these kids, they barely know about the 2000s. They would probably shit themselves if they saw people walking in there from the 80s. They wouldn't know what to do. They would ask, like, whose parents were invited to this? And so we decided to run home real quick and change into something that was more appropriate for the night. And I just had, like, this old, like, oversized jersey that has a ghost face. You probably see me post it on social media. And then he dressed as, like, a jock from the Olympics. He was pretty hot. But anyway, so we got there, and guess who was performing? Soulja Boy. Soulja Boy was performing. And I feel really bad because going into the party, the only song that I could remember, of course, is Crank That. But then we were like getting ready and listening to his music. We're like, oh yeah, Soulja Boy turned out some hits. So my brain just kind of went back, and I kind of turned back into college Kayla. Definitely got the handle on some tequila. Tequila Kayla came out, or as we like to call her, Tequila came out. I had far too many beverages, far too many. I don't know who allowed it. We were like for some reason we were in a VIP section. I don't know who let us in there, and we were drinking, making friends, doing all the dancing and singing, having a great time. But then it's time to leave. It's time to leave and go home. And my ass is like, oh, where's my purse? No idea. I've had many drunken nights in my life, all the way since college days. I have never done what I did at 33 years old at this Y2K Halloween party amongst a bunch of people who were probably 15 years younger than me. I lost the whole damn purse. I want to give myself some credit. I think it was stolen. It was stolen because they haven't been able to recover it. This purse, a Louis Vuitton fanny pack, had my driver's license in it, my credit card in it, my debit card in it, my car keys, my house keys, all my keys, my AirPods, my favorite lip liners, everything in it. Poof, gone. Gone. I was too drunk to really care. My boyfriend had a spare key. I was like, let's just get home. We're going to figure this out tomorrow. It's not going to be a big deal. The next day, that feeling, that anxiety dread you get the next day. I had that times 1,000. I didn't even want to, the fact that I'm talking about it for the most, I've talked about it since it happened. I'm getting anxiety again right now, just remembering how the hell am I going to pay for anything or go anywhere or drive anywhere. But anyway, that's basically how my Halloween festivities ended. Started out really high as the ghost with the most Beetlejuice to a Y2K party, feeling ourselves to now I have nothing. But it's okay, It was bound to happen at some point in my life, so why not happen when I'm in my 30s? But you know what? I have this. We have Killing Time with Kayla. If you think you had a crazier Halloween story or something similar happen to you so you can make me feel better about myself and my stupidity, please email me, tweet at me, DM me. Let's be miserable together. Misery loves company. And I really want to hear about your Halloween stories. If you had a fantastic Halloween night with waking up today chipper as ever and no hangover, then screw you. I don't care. All right. So anyway, enough about me. So basically with this podcast, again, we're just going to be trying things, throwing spaghetti against the wall, seeing what works, seeing what you like. Like I said earlier, I'm going to start implementing guests, whether they be just friends of mine who love horror. I've been talking to some actors in the horror world, some producers, some directors, some creators. They're not going to be here every single week. There's going to be names that you all know, especially those of you who follow me from wrestling. I've got some of my wrestling pals who are going to pop on here every once in a while because, we all know, especially when it does come to wrestling and horror, there's this huge overlap, So really excited to get some of those people involved. But I definitely want to make sure we cover some horror topics that are really relevant at the time. So a movie that's been on my mind and a lot of people's mind and a lot of people have been talking about, and now there's a lot of controversy around it, is Terrifier. We just had the third installment. We got to see old Art the Clown hit the screens once again, causing people to throw up and walk out and boo-hoo and cry and complain like they didn't know what they were walking into. I understand if people wanted to complain after the first movie because they didn't know what they were getting into. And then after the first movie, they were like, holy shit, this is really gory. Not for me. Then there was Terrifier 2, which was gorier than the first one. So you think after the second one, they're like, maybe I shouldn't. Who's going to see Terrifier 3 after seeing the first and second one and then having something to complain about? I don't know. I mean, I know people like to complain for the sake of complaining, but give us a freaking break here. So here's the issue. I'm sure you've noticed a big controversy is about the fact that we killed a kid. We killed a kid. Oh no, I can't believe we're killing kids on TV. Anyone who has had that complaint has no business being a part of the horror movie family because this is far from the very first time that has happened before. For example, I was rewatching, so my favorite horror movie of all time is The Shining, okay? Great horror movie. But the other night I was like, I want to rewatch its sequel, Dr. Sleep. Those of you who have watched it, you're going to know the scene that I'm talking about. But I think one of the most brutal kill scenes of a child happened in that movie, which to me was far worse than the hokey pokey, gory, gruesome scene in Terrifier, where you don't actually even really see the murder. You know what I mean? Anyway, it was when Jacob Tremblay, we all know he is a phenomenal child actor. I guess he's not really much of a child anymore. When he gets murdered in that movie, he's baseball boy. He gets murdered. And I just saw an interview by the director, Mike Flanagan, and he said, there's a director's cut and then there's a cut that we saw. But Stephen King told him he's got to dial that back because of how brutal it was. So if what we saw on the screen was dialed back, and if you guys remember it, he was being, his shine was being eaten. And so he was being stabbed very slowly. You saw the blood spraying on his face. He even asked, are you going to hurt me? And she's like, yes. It was devastatingly sad and brutal, and it felt realistic. I don't really remember a lot of people complaining about that one. We saw little Jacob Tremblay, that adorable little kid, baseball boy. He had the brightest future. We just saw him kill it at his baseball game, and he's just walking home, probably high in life. He's probably thinking about all the scouts, and they're going to be asking him to come play for them one day, and then boom, just like that, murdered in cold blood. And it wasn't just one quick psh, it was 4 different stabbings. Anyway, not to keep getting graphic about that, but we're going to complain about Terrifier 3. We all remember Hereditary. When Charlie Graham, Peter's little sister, gets her head completely knocked off by a utility pole going down the street. The hell? I mean, I feel that was a little more brutal than Terrifier 3. It, okay? Classic Stephen King It. Georgie getting his damn arm ripped off by Pennywise. Just ripped off. Brutally. Blood in the street. Where are we mad? Let's talk about Frankenstein. 1930s. Holy Frankenstein. Yeah, it wasn't as gruesome and brutal or intentional technically, but Frankenstein actually, he drowned and killed Maria. Just threw that bitch into the pond and she drowned. 1930s. Now in 2024, we're getting mad about Art the Clown killing a kid. I don't know. Maybe just food for thought. Okay. Anyway, it has been a hell of a year for for horror fans. We've been really spoiled this year. Again, Terrifier 3, I freaking loved it. I sat there. I probably looked like a crazy person because I literally sat in the theater, and I think the entire time I was just like smiling, like this big. Like every kill scene was just like tickling me pink. But we were definitely spoiled this year with the horror movies. But we have a few horror movies coming up in the next several months, in a year, that I think is just going to keep piling on, like the magnificence and the just the scale and the level of horror. I just think it keeps getting better. Even the movies, like for example, like Terrifier, started out indie film. The first one wasn't in theaters. Then now we're seeing them in theaters, and I think their budgets are getting bigger, and their reach is growing. I think that applies. We have a new Hell House coming out, not to theaters. It's going to be released exclusively on Shudder next year. It'll be Hell House LLC Lineage. The trailer was released this summer. It was pretty good. It's going to be the 5th installment from Terror Films. The trailer didn't tell us much, but we know the clown is back, so we got more clowns. Art the Clown. It's not just going to be about you. We got more clowns. Let's see. I was reading. So basically, if you saw the trailer, it opens up with this like passage from the Robert Frost poem that reads, "I dwell in a lonely house I know that vanished many summers ago." It's from the Ghost House poem, which seems pretty fitting. Then we pan over to the snowy landscape. We land on a lovely house, or you think it's a lovely house, but if you've seen the other 4 Hell Houses, you know that's not the case. But anyway, I think, I don't know, from the trailer, again, we didn't see much, but these movies have been some of the most disturbing films. If you haven't seen the Hell Houses, you have 4 that you could catch up on. So spend a whole afternoon just watching all the Hell Houses. They're really good. They're just really unique. It was Stephen Kennedy. He's written and directed every single one of these. And he has said, and it is rumored, that this could be the final installment. I hope not. I really hope that's not the case, but this could be the final one. Hopefully that maybe if it blows up even bigger and the demand is there more, the money is there more, the response is bigger, hopefully maybe we get another one and it ends up in theaters, kind of how we've seen Terrifier. I think that's been really cool to see with these indie films that have done so well, that the response is great enough to where they're like, we need to put this on a big screen and make this a blockbuster. So I would love to see that for Hell House, but we can look forward to that again next year. We got Nosferatu coming out this Christmas. What a great time. A great way to spend Christmas Day. You hang out with your family during the day, you open presents, and then you end the day by seeing Dracula rip out some veins. I don't know. I think it's gonna be great. We all know it's the Dracula movie. It's based on a Symphony of Horror, which came out back in forever ago, which was kind of a knockoff of the novel Dracula from the 1800s. But yeah, we're about to get this other adaptation. It's going to be featuring Bill Skarsgård. That's really all you have to say to me. Movie featuring Bill Skarsgård. I don't care what it is. I'm going to see it. Also, Lily Rose Depp is going to be in it. Johnny Depp's daughter. I hope to God she does. I mean, she's a great actress. Not taking any of that from her, but she did that weird TV show. What was it? Idol with The Weeknd a couple of years ago. Huge bust. One of the worst things I've ever seen on television. Her acting was the only thing that saved it. And I'm hoping maybe this movie kind of takes, because I think, unfortunately, when you are a new name or not a new name and you're attached to a project that bombs, it's probably very difficult to kind of get up from underneath that and kind of recreate yourself, especially when you are a Nepo baby of sorts like Lily Rose Depp. So I'm really excited to see her in this. From the preview, it looks like, I don't know, it feels like it's right up her alley. It'd be really fun seeing her and Bill work together. Bill did an interview kind of describing what his character is, or the way, he's displayed and depicted in this. He says he's gross, but it's very sexualized. It's playing with a sexual fetish about the power of the monster and what that appeal has to you. Hopefully you'll get a little bit attracted by it and disgusted by your attraction at the same time. That sounds about right. That's how I felt about Bill Skarsgård when he played Pennywise. It's like, you're not supposed to be attracted to Pennywise, but you just are. So this will be interesting. So yeah, great way ahead or after the Christmas dinner with the family. Get your vampire fix. You could be sitting at the dinner table when your family's bitching about politics and sexualities and all the things that families like to bring up during the holidays, and you can just be kind of swirling around your goblet of wine, pretending it's like their blood or something. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. Merry Christmas. Okay, well, moving away from blood and death and politics and stuff, I did tell you guys on the social media that I wanted to see some of your furry friends dress up in costumes. I love pets, period, but I absolutely love pets in costumes, and you guys did not disappoint. So I am going to show some of these now that you guys sent me, okay? So let's see this little, oh my gosh, vintage Dale F at vintage_65. Look at little Wonder Woman. Oh, I love that. So cute. Thank you for sending that in. Who do we have here? Oh, Jacob Mendoza. This is Odie, the headless horseman from Sleepy Hollow. Look at the look at those eyes. I feel like he feels so betrayed that you put him into that costume. Oh, Bill Donnelly sends in. Is this Buzz Lightyear with is that Buzz? I think it's Buzz, or is it? I can't really tell, but I'm obsessed with that little doggo's face. So freaking cute. Okay, who do we have here? Oh, Ross B. You sent me Fozzie, the bad pet. Yeah, again, if you saw my photo shoot that I did as Beetlejuice and I was in the jail cell, Fozzie the bad pet would have been a great sidekick for me. Oh my God. And by the way, I don't think Fozzie's done anything bad in his entire life. So I hope you are giving him lots of treats. All right, oh my God, he's a panda. He's a puganda. A puganda. It's a pug and a panda. We'll workshop that. Oh, thank you so much for sending that in. That's Claude, sent by S-Zip. Okay, let's keep him coming. Oh my God, Mike. Look at this. Look at his face. He's a Bernedoodlesaurus. Yeah, he is. All right, here we got. Oh, look at him. He's a little bat. He's a bat. Look at that smile. Okay, and so, oh wait, so this is the best one I've seen so far. Let's see. Oh my God. Her name is Layla and she is a bumblebee. And I guess I should also tell you that I'm biased because that's my pup. So she wins. She's the winner. I'm just kidding. All your dogs win. Thank you so much for sending those. I absolutely freaking I just love dogs so much. They just make the world a better place. You know what? If we want to bitch about kids being killed on screen will never bother me, okay? Kids in real life being killed, that's another story. We don't want that. I don't want anyone to run with this and be like, Kayla hates kids and she wants them all dead. Could not be further from the truth. Don't start that rumor. I don't like kids. I don't like kids, period. But I do not want them to, okay. Anyway, but killing animals in movies, now that is what we should be complaining about. If Art the Clown butchered up a puppy in that movie, I would be throwing up. I would go to the White House. I don't know what I would do. I would storm the cat. No, I wouldn't do that. But no, killing animals is the issue. That's what we should be complaining about. Like in John Wick. Okay, that will forever, the first John Wick movie, those assholes killing his puppy, that will never be a more devastating scene in any movie ever. But killing kids, let's get over it. Where was I going with that? Oh, okay. So beyond the fact that y'all sent me these costumes, I also asked you guys to send me some funny stories or scary stories that have happened to you, like in this Halloween season. And I did get one. And I actually haven't read all the way through it yet, but it does pertain to an animal, not a dog, but a kitty, it seems like. So let's read this really quickly. Jason D. Simon sent this over to me. Appreciate you, Jason D. Simon. So let's see what he has to say. Okay. Hi, Kayla. I have a story for you. If you believe in the supernatural afterlife, with it being Halloween Eve, it was Halloween Eve, and yeah, I believe in the supernatural afterlife. Doy. I had a calico pet named Badger. I had a calico cat growing up. Her name was Calico. I wasn't the most creative child, but anyway. I had a calico pet named Badger that shared my house with me from 2009 to 2013. Originally, I thought it was a male tomcat that I saved on a rainy day going to work. I thought it was a clump of mud at first and maybe a small rabbit, but it ran back to the storm gutter for protection and might have been getting moved by its mother from den to den and got lost. I saw it, picked it up to save it. Oh, you know what? Good for you. Thanks, Jason, for saving the kitty. I realized later that the cat was a female and not a male. The name stood, however, with Badger instead of my original name for her, which was going to be Banshee. Both solid names. Anyway, fast forward years with her being full of spunk and her own little attitude. Yeah, we love you, Badger. Badger would later become a big sister when I brought a dog to my house named Harley. Oh, Harley and Badger. Sounds like a little TV show. They fought and played with each other a lot, just like little kids would. But they were I'm sure, bet they were way cuter than kids because animals are cuter than kids. She was the first fur kid in a long time I had for years again. However, later in a short life, she became sick and she died due to cancer, and it was unexpected. I'm so sorry. That's heartbreaking. Both me and Harley felt lost and very sad, but weeks after her passing, I don't think she ever left the house completely. On the next few days, with the picture windows, blinds pulled, the sun was bouncing just right in the house, I sat on the couch and looked to my left, and the complete image of a full cat went across the window blinds, with them kind of moving. There were no windows open or airflow in the house at that time either, and from time to time it will happen along with my new cat just playing in thin air with something else running or chasing around the furniture or house. I don't think she ever wanted to leave the comfort of my own home. Okay, this is a great story, and there is a whole thing, if you look into it, there's a whole thing about ghost cats. Ghost cats are a real thing. I did a little ghost hunting last year. I don't remember where I was, but we were in the basement of this house, and there were like all these little cat paw prints, but there were no cats. Like it was an abandoned house, or like the owners of the house, they owned it, but they didn't live in it. But anyway, there was no cats, like no alive cats they've ever seen. But they knew years and years and years ago, the owners did keep cats there. And so they're confident, like ghost cats are a real thing. And so I completely believe that. I think that's really cool. And I love the fact that your current cats, like you notice that they're playing with something that you can't quite see. And that, Jason, that also probably means that you were a great cat owner, you're a great pet owner, and yeah, Badger doesn't want to leave. I love that. Thank you for sending me that. Anyway, guys, yeah, I don't know. I feel like, this felt like a successful first episode. I hope you weren't completely bored by my stories of immaturity at my Halloween party and losing my purse. By the way, if the person who's watching this, or if you're watching this and you are the one that stole my purse, there is a special place in hell for you, okay? You know what? There's one thing you could steal, I don't know. You stole a bag that literally had every item in it that a human needs to survive. Yet you still took it. You could have at least left the keys or left the wallet or just left some part of it. So I didn't feel completely lost. You're a really bad person. And the worst, most gruesome scene that I've seen in a horror movie as of late, I'm going to imagine that it's you, okay? Now, if someone's watching this and they have my purse with an intention of returning it and they return it, I take it all back. And I think you're a phenomenal human being. God bless you. Yeah, guys, there you go. Killing Time with Kayla. It's going to get a lot more interesting as we go on, I promise. Again, when my friends start joining in, it's going to be a good time. I'm hoping we do some segments where I'm kind of out and about, maybe exploring some haunted spots in the LA area, maybe meeting up with some palm readers. I'm actually going to be in Winston-Salem in a few weeks, so bring some stuff back to you from there. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this first episode. I'm really excited to continue this journey with you. I'm really excited that you're going to be killing time with me. And if you aren't a big horror fan yet, maybe you're just horror curious, I think this is a good place to be, because we're never going to do anything that's super scary or going to keep you awake at night. This is all to be fun and light and comedic, and educational. And we're just here to have a good time. So anyway, thanks for watching the very first episode of Killing Time with Kayla. I will keep you guys posted on the next episodes coming out. Keep you posted on guests that I have coming on. All the new social medias channels are going to be rolling out. So I do appreciate, I was very aware of those of you who were quick to hit the follow button on the new Killing Time with Kayla social media pages. And I hope to get you guys involved more as the season continues. But yeah, that's it for now. We'll see you next time. And again, this was Killing Time with Kayla. See ya.